Good morning, everybody. So today on the farm, thought I'd do a little equipment review. Today I'm going to be picking some stone with our John Deere 4440 and our Highline XL-78. Just thought I'd do a little product review, the pros and cons of this machine. We've had it for probably 5 or 6 years now, at least, and we seem to like it. Gets those big stones, keeps them moving, gets the field nice and cleaned up. The less equipment, you end up breaking. All right, let's get going. So I've unhooked this just to kind of get a proper walk around, and I'm going to go through kind of the cons of this thing first. Now, the only thing that we've actually had problems with this stone picker are kind of just a few, minor things, minor, major. I know this part right here, these pins tend to want to fall out. Now, we've got a different cylinder now than the original one that came with it, but originally the pins would just come off from bouncing around inside the field. Then you'd have this thing, moving back and forth, and I think, if I can remember right, somehow this thing got twisted and bent. So I know that was a big problem, and it ended up causing the whole cylinder to bend. So we had to replace the whole cylinder with it. Now right now we've actually got an issue with this part right here that is usually, where does this thing go? Usually it's right here attached to this part. Now we've had issues with this whole wheel. This whole shaft ended up snapping off once, and that took about 2 to 3 months getting that thing tore apart and fixed. That was a regular something else, and it's still not quite tweaked. It's tweaked a little bit, and you can tell because it's wearing off all this stuff in here, all this paint. You know, I mean, obviously it wears off a little bit, but you can kind of tell when you're running it that it really is tweaked. Now that was that broke just from getting big stones out, and you know, going about 2 miles an hour. Tell me why the heck that should have broke. Let me see. Besides, you know, bolts and things like that loosening up on it, I mean, that's kind of a, I guess, a common thing, you know, if you just tighten it down. But just kind of random crap that just doesn't seem to want to be, you know, keeping strong. Like I said, we've had this for a number of years now, and I mean, it works great for getting the stones out, but as far as, you know, long term, we might be looking at trying to trade it in for something better, just because it seems like every year there's something that's going wrong with it. And with the amount of land that we're picking stone out of, when we're going, we can't really have this thing down. That pretty much means that we've got to go back to picking stone the old-fashioned way, getting a crew and a bucket tractor and walking the whole field. Now you can even see down here how this is all bent. That should be flush. And you know, just kind of a poor design with it. A lot of times our tractors will nick this whole thing right here with the back tire, especially when you're turning left. And that, you know, in my opinion, the tongue should be longer, away from the tractor better. When it's extended out, when you're into the field, it's not that bad. You can really make a wide turn, or a sharp turn, I should say. I guess for the pros of this thing, you know, I mean, it's huge. If you can't tell, I mean, me standing in it, you know, standing next to it, I mean, this thing is huge. And the nice thing about that is you've got such a wide area that, say you're, you know, you've got 5 stones right there and 1 right there, and you go to line up to the 5, but you're missing the 1. You know, this thing, it's wide enough that you can get all the stones, you know, for the most part, unless there's, you know, obviously a ton. So, I mean, it's great for getting, you know, many stones in one path, but, you know, to be honest, I think it would work best if we had one of those stone rakes that you could rake all the stones into the center and then bring it right in, kind of like a baler is designed to do. But we're just kind of running all over the field. If you kind of do it in the grid pattern, you can kind of get it the way it should be. But I mean, the pros of this thing is basically that it's huge. And you know, we have had a few pretty big issues with it, but you know, it is what it is. It's better than our last one. Our last one was tiny compared to this thing. So yeah, I guess that completes my video, guys. Thanks for watching, and tune into some more farmer reviews. Thanks, guys.